Welcome to the Power Six Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Headley.
No, you're
Um,
not.
okay, here's Isaiah Rose.
uh, for you guys on YouTube, you might be confused. I am not Devin Miller. This is Isaiah. But welcome back to another week of the Power Six Podcast. We have a few milestones I'd like to touch on before we get things rolling. This is our 30th episode of the Power Six Podcast. Big round of applause here for the boys. We made it this far to the
Yes,
moon.
thank you for joining the
To the
30th
moon.
episode Bonanza.
The
This is
30th
awesome.
episode of
This is we're actually doing a
30.
giveaway. Stay tuned for that later.
Yeah.
Why is 30 a milestone?
We're doing. Hey, it's a 10, man. Whoever. Hey, we're doing a
It's a
giveaway.
zero at the end.
Giveaway winner gets Greg's trophy for winning last year for the guest pickers.
Hey, don't joke about that.
I don't have the trophy. Next milestone I wanted to touch on. We have the first back-to-back home series wins in the Rhule era. Feels
Home
like forever.
series.
Hey, home game, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Feels like forever since that's happened. Max could probably tell us when. I couldn't. With that being said, Max, what we got cooking this week?
Usual slate, and we'll just dive right into it. Well, obviously we had a great weekend of college football, a ton of big games, and a couple of instant classics. But we'll start with the Nebraska game. Nebraska beats Louisiana Tech 28-14. This game had a lightning delay, which was interesting, and that actually kind of ruined the mojo of the game, especially for the Husker defense. But all in all, it was a pretty boring game, which when you play you're a Power 5 school playing a Group of 5 team is not the worst thing ever, because Nebraska came away with the dub, which is all we can ask for. So,
Yeah, like Max said, not much to say here. All I gotta say is that one dude for LA Tech, can't remember his name. He was good. Yes,
yeah, Smoke
He was
Harris
a
was good.
beast.
he was a beast. Other than that, team didn't. It looked like we were in trouble that first half, but the second half we really turned things around. But like Max said, that weather delay kind of slowed down the mojo.
I think the whole state of Nebraska is on the same page regarding our starting quarterback, though. So that's good. That's what we got out of this game. Also, I want to talk about Tommy Hill. This is like the only topic I want to talk about. Do you guys recall a play Tommy Hill has made ever?
No.
I don't either. Like, he's due. Is all I'm saying.
So do.
He's due.
So do. He's our Travis Hunter.
I like looking at it that way.
Brad,
Like,
don't
you-
even compare.
I do respect the dude a lot because he just keeps on showing up, and he's like, he's a DB at heart. He's showing up and he's flashy. He's cocky, and the dude's getting a ton of chances. He hasn't really done a lot though. So
When he's on offense as a wide receiver and the ball drops, because I don't think he's ever had a catch, I swear he wants to go like this. Even when he's
I
wide
think he
receiver.
wants to throw one of these up there.
He's chasing after the ball on offense.
Dude, he gets in the game and you're like, okay, here's a go route. And I don't think we've ever been successful on that.
It's actually true. I heard someone the other day said the Nebraska offense is kind of tipping their pitches, if you will, because when Jalen Lloyd is out there, you know it's going to be a jet sweep to Jalen Lloyd. When Tommy Hill is out there, you know it's going to be just run as fast as you can. We're going to chuck the ball down there. But it's all the offense has right now if they're not in the run game, which is decent.
Yep, Tommy Hill. I mean, he's proven he's probably the best at practice. He's getting a lot of opportunities.
One thing I want to touch on too before we move on. Thomas Fedoni, man. Guy is a
He's dog.
stud. We need to just throw him the ball. That ball he went up and caught, amazing. I was very shocked. And the guy's got some speed.
That
Yeah.
was the All-State Good Hands play of the game.
It's true, it was.
Way to get the sponsor in there. Yeah, that was a pretty unbelievable catch. He was tied for second in that game for team receptions for Nebraska with one reception, so that's tied for second. Leading that game in Husker receptions was Billy Kemp with 5
Billy
receptions.
Kemp.
So he got some volume in there. The last couple things I wanted to point on was our rush defense was still buzzword here. Wait for this one. Stout. Gave up 46 yards rushing. Nebraska still leads the Power 5 in rushing defense and is number 2 in the country behind only James Madison in rushing defense through 4 games. So still looking really good there. And
Yeah, which is impressive because honestly, like our defense against Los Angeles Tech, as Connor and Isaiah want to say, wasn't as good as it used or was the first 3 games, but nothing to be scared about. Obviously, like everybody has a bad day.
Yeah, and I think after the first quarter and a half or so, they really started to hit their groove up until the weather delay. As Isaiah so kindly pointed out after I mentioned last pod, the missed tackles kind of showed up out of nowhere after they weren't there for the first 3 games. So hopefully they get that fixed.
Yeah, and I think they'll, especially this week, Michigan coming to town, they will focus a lot on that and kind of get back into their groove because they've been really good up until this point. And yeah, I mean, Michigan it will bring a different energy.
Yeah, Max, way to fucking jinx the defense with all the missed tackles they had on Saturday. Come on, man. Why do you got to do that? Power 6 curse, man.
I gotta be better, man. All right. Anyway, though, that's enough with the Husker game. We'll get into the Nebraska-Michigan game too in a bit. Certainly got some things to say about that matchup, but we'll get into some results from the weekend. We'll start with the 11 a.m. Game, the big one right out of the gate. Florida State goes on the road, beats Clemson 31-24 in overtime. This was a fantastic game, and Vegas about had the spread down, said it was going to be a 50-50 game, and it was. Interestingly enough, Florida State did not lead the entire regulation. They only led when it counted, when it got to overtime. So big time win there.
Yeah, that game was an absolute dogfight.
Yeah, one word for this was electric. Absolutely. It was such a fun game to watch. It was my favorite game of the week.
It was a great game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that atmosphere too in Clemson was stellar too. So that was fun. FSU still looking pretty good because Clemson, they're a formidable opponent even with their early season struggles.
Hey, Max, I want to get to my favorite game of the weekend.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, them Ducks were flying. They were flying high. I'm going to the tiny baby fucking Buffs, man. They got smoked. And Dan Lanning was letting them have it with going for 2 touchdowns when it was 4th and goal. They only got 1 of them. But, man, there's some hate there. There definitely is.
Yeah, dude, Dan Lanning is a goofball. What? I don't know. You were 20-point favorites, and he was really going after them. In the moment, it was fun, but after the game, I've been thinking about them. Like, that was not a lot of class there. Not a lot of class at all.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Big fan. Did you see the video of the Colorado players talking shit before the game and stomping on the O? Even before the game, Oregon came back out, released another video of Shiloh going into their warm-up area and talking to the players. He was like, I'm going to beat y'all's ass and your coach's ass. And then he just started, and then there's this other guy that said, I'd like to report a murder of the Ducks. The Colorado players were saying this, man. They stomped on the O and everything before the game. Like,
oh my gosh.
They were not being.
I did not know about any of that.
I did not. I saw the video. I saw the video of them stomping on the field. Very classless when they said other teams have done that to them, and they just go ahead and do it to somebody else. My favorite quote from Dan Lanning: "We aren't here to play for clicks. We're here to play for wins." Awesome. That got me fired up when I saw that.
Yeah. And then it got him a bunch of clicks as well.
Yeah.
I will say that pregame speech though was good, man. If that didn't get you fired up as a player, that was,
yeah, shit,
that was
great.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the 5-minute video that Oregon put out? Oh, it got me going, dude. I'm not even a Ducks fan.
20 or 30,000 likes on Twitter now.
Oh my God, it was
20,
awesome.
30 million views. That's going viral. It is. I agree, bro.
What's the video?
I'll go ahead and find it and send it to you, Hadley.
It has the
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
it has the like hype leading up into the game and everyone talking up Colorado, and then they show the video of like the Colorado players talking shit before the game and stomping on the O, and then they just show the beatdown.
You guys see Deion's post-game press conference?
A little bit,
It's
yeah.
strange to see. I mean, Deion just got blown out, and you never really have seen Deion get blown out ever. He had a couple of funny quotes talking about they don't want to beat Colorado, they want to beat me. Then he says something like, if me and the other coach were suiting up, I would dominate all of them, which was I thought was super funny. He's talking about suiting up. But yeah, that guy. It was strange to see him lose. I don't know. What did you guys think of that post game comp?
I don't think he knew how to handle it because what he was saying, like a couple things, it just felt like they were contradicting itself. I don't know.
It did. Where he's talking like I don't talk. We just like.
And then he says, "I'll suit up. I got a gold jacket. I got a great career."
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's like
He also said they better get us now because this is the worst we're going to be. When after the first 3 weeks, they're talking about we're here. Do you believe? And now he's kind
flashbacks
of
to
back.
Scott Frost. Anyone?
Yeah.
Flashbacks to Scott Frost. Anyone? Also flashbacks to UConn's basketball coach. I can't think of his name right now.
Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley. Yeah, he said that you got to get us now, and you had to get him now because national champions. So you wonder if this is going to take a Scott Frost path or a Dan Hurley path. You don't know.
Very true. That's a good point. Yeah, I was going to say too. I mean, it was just total domination. I think Colorado had 23 yards of total offense in the first half. Yeah, I mean, my goodness, total beatdown. Obviously, the huge glaring issues for Colorado are on the offensive and defensive lines. And meanwhile, Oregon, man, they're just big, physical. They talked with their pads. Is what they did. They listened to their head coach.
Dude, Colorado's O-line is terrible.
Yeah, they had under 200 yards, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. And Oregon had 500.
Yeah, 522.
Yeah, that was domination. And as much as I liked watching Colorado just get beat down, it also hurt seeing like Colorado blew us out. And now they're getting blown out. That bigger fish thing. It's like we are such a minnow right now. Really sucks.
Yeah.
Really sucks.
I still obviously like. I think if some things during the Colorado game like changed, like the turnovers, and I think we still would have had a better chance. I don't know. It's one of those things that we all know the score doesn't, reflect how we played that first half. I don't know.
I would agree. I'd say like to 2 points to agree and to contradict with your point, Headley. I would agree in the sense that when you see that and you see how we played Colorado, we are not even close to these upper echelon teams. Like we would play Oregon, we would get smoked. So that sucks. But at the same time, like Brad said, I think a couple things go different in that Colorado game. We give ourselves a better chance. It's just like Northern Illinois beating Boston College by 3, and then Florida State beating Boston College by 2. Is Northern Illinois better than Florida State then? No, I don't think so. I think every game is just so different. 42-6 versus Colorado, then blowing out Nebraska 36-14. It's like every game is just so different in how it plays out, what happens, what your team does to play better or worse. So, I just kind of got to look at it like that.
Yeah. And we could also say our Colorado loss and now our Minnesota loss looks not great.
Oh my God.
The Minnesota loss looks terrible. I can't believe that.
I think I can say more definitively too about that Minnesota game as we dwell on it here. That one's more frustrating for me because we really did have that game in control. We rushed for like 200 yards, held them to like 50 yards rushing, and we just had 4 turnovers and choked the game away. I mean, we're a better team than that. So that one just sucks. But yeah, it looks like shit now.
Yeah, really sucks. Hey, well, just segue on to another game. What is up with all these coaches just having beef? I think Deion has done something to these coaches where they think they gotta be talking shit, which I'm really liking how Matt Rhule is just calm, collected. Granted, he doesn't have a good team really to talk shit with, but Ryan Day, man, that guy is a buffoon. Calling out Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz had no clue Ohio State was playing that night.
That was the funniest meme coming out of that is that when Ryan Day's getting interviewed, I was like, bro, Lou Holtz has been asleep for 3 hours.
Yeah, where's Lou Holtz? Let me take a guess. He's asleep.
He's watching the highlights tomorrow morning before he goes to the Cracker Barrel. Like, he's fine.
Gosh, I can't believe he said that.
I did see though that a lot of Ohio State fans did like the passion coming from Ryan Day
They
after
loved
that
it.
though. And I mean he was standing up for his players. That's one thing I noticed about Ryan Day's sort of tirade, his speech or whatever, is it revolved heavily around his players. He said he was talking about these guys, my guys. He was fired
for sure. I would have loved that. If Ryan Day's my coach, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Just Lou Holtz caught a stray, for sure. That sucks.
Oh man. Getting into that game real quick though, that was an instant classic. My goodness, that a top 10 matchup with a touchdown as the clock ticks to 0. That's never going to get old. Gut wrenching for Notre Dame. Oh, I can't even imagine losing a game like that.
Yeah, especially those
that's
last 2
terrible.
plays, only having 10 people on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even like if you look at Notre Dame's last drive, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was so bad. They didn't take any time off the clock. I think they had 2 incompletions. Oh my gosh, that sucks.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that same point that you just said, Headley. They were up, and a couple minutes ago, they didn't run the ball. They just abandoned the run for some reason. It was weird.
I mean, I won money off of it, so I don't care.
You were loving it.
But
It's
yeah,
like they took a play out of Nebraska's playbook. When the run game's going, they stopped.
Notre Dame looked like a Nebraska. They looked like Nebraska there for sure.
That would definitely be a gut-wrenching way to lose, especially when you had the lead at home, thought you had the win. Clock ticks to 0 and he scores. I felt my gut just get ripped out of me, so I couldn't imagine being there at the game. Be even worse.
Yeah, but
When it was live too, we were pointing it out how weird that Notre Dame front looked at the 1 yard line for 2 plays. In those last 2 plays, yeah, they had 10 guys. They were missing their right side of their defensive line. I mean, that's just, which is ultimately where Ohio State scored.
Back-to-back plays, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because, like, yes, okay, shit, we forgot a man for 1 play. How do we forget it for the second play at the 1?
Yeah.
Because they weren't in hurry up. I'm pretty sure they spiked it.
Yeah, they spiked it, and then they lined up in formation, and then Notre Dame called a timeout to make sure they had the right defensive alignment, and then they came back out and ran both plays with 10 players.
Yeah, that's just
brutal.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
That is brutal. And there's something in the water though with the coaches. I don't know. Maybe we need to address this. You got Norvell, Sanders, Day, Lanning. You had the Washington State coach going off on Lee
Corso. Yeah.
Dude, what? That's even worse than Lou Holtz.
Lee doesn't even know where he is half the time.
Lee Corso has oatmeal drooling down his chin while he's on college game day. What
the elderly demographic of the college football world is catching strays.
I know. The football coaches in college football are giving me huge adult slow pitch softball vibes right now.
After the Kansas State Missouri game a couple weeks ago, too, the Missouri head coach was going on a rant against his own fans because they booed for 1 or 2 plays against their own quarterback. So he went on a nice little rant. So
it's just giving me vibes of some red-faced dude running off the mound to yell at you in slow pitch softball. That's just he's taking off his catcher's mask and his knee pads to yell at you. That's just exactly the vibe I'm getting on all these coaches. I'm not liking it. Not everyone's got to be like Sanders. Just calm down. Be like Matt Rhule.
It is very entertaining.
I can't imagine Matt Rhule. Can you guys imagine Matt Rhule talking shit though? They just can't do it.
No, not really. Yeah.
Be like, I think he's a piece of shit. No.
Let's see. Last game that I wanted to get into for sure before maybe we bring up a couple others briefly. But Penn State beating Iowa 31-0. That game, Brian Ferentz took a hit in that one. Might have been the knockout punch in one of the early rounds. Obviously yet to be determined, but Iowa had 4 first downs. They had 76 yards of offense. One of the most insane stats, Penn State had 45 minutes and 27 seconds of time of possession. Iowa had 14 minutes and 33 seconds. Just incredible, the discrepancy in that game.
Pretty awesome.
Should we update the points tracker here?
Yes. What are we saying?
So after the goose egg that Iowa put up, he is now at 21.25 for his average.
Hey, he's not out yet. Well, honestly, though, even if he gets 30, I don't. He can't be having fun, right? Like he's.
I will say they are lucky because they play Michigan State this week, and they look like absolute dog water. So that might help him out, but still.
I still don't think they'll put up points. They need their defense to put up more points. Brian Ferentz has got to get on them.
Get on the defense. They also need to not turn the ball over. They lost 4 fumbles to Penn State's 0 turnovers in that game, which for an offense that bad, ain't going to help either.
Is Connor getting on? You can talk about this game.
He's having technical difficulties right now.
And now Brad's frozen. Oh, there he is.
Hey, I do want to mention that Nebraska's point average is 22.5 right
Yeah,
now.
we're not doing too great either. But we don't have a contract that's saying we need points, all right?
Yeah.
Let's check Marcus Satterfield's not Matt Rhule's, little son, little protected by his daddy. So
I also want to throw this out. We have all offensive points. We don't have a single pick six or scoop and score.
We missed a lot of field goals too. Only 2.
We've only missed 2.
And then we threw a pig in. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
yes, let's do that. Any other games you guys want to talk about? I know I wanted to mention Utah real quick. Really good defensive performance. They won 14-7.
I
Played
want
a
to
game, lost me money.
I want to touch on the Wazoo Oregon State game. That was also like a freaking dogfight battle. It's like touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. It's a token to the offenses because they were playing against bad defenses and they could still score. Just a great game overall, though. Pac-12, Pac-12 is the best conference right now.
Are you talking about the Nobody Wants You Bowl?
Nobody watches you bowl, Headley.
Hey, we
I think
watch.
it's the Nobody Wants You Bowl.
People watch the Cougs, all right? People watch the Cougs.
This is fun. This was actually.
Did Lee Corso say nobody wants you or nobody watches you?
No, Lee Corso said nobody wants you. The coach took it as nobody watches you.
Yeah.
Nobody watches you, I think, would be more offensive.
That would be. I agree. The nobody wants you
because nobody wants you.
That is a fact too.
Unfortunately, true.
Yeah.
I wish people would want them. They're 2 really good football teams right now.
Let's bring them into the Big Ten. Let's put them under our wing.
Yeah, actually.
Hey, we're already
Washington, Oregon.
we got Washington, Oregon. We got to bring both of those in-state rivalries with them. Come on.
Our conference is going to be so big.
We ain't ever winning that shit, man. We ain't ever winning that shit.
No.
Eventually,
our chances to buy.
That they'll split it into divisions called Pac-10 and the Big Ten.
The Pac-12 is just
the
really
good teams and the bad teams.
Yeah, the Pac-12 right now has 4 teams in the top 10. So they have 40% of the top 10. It's the first time in Pac-12 history. Awesome conference. Awesome teams.
Dude, they're going to have 3 teams that deserve to go to the playoff, and they're not going to get a playoff team because of how silly the college football playoff is. But, there's not really a way to fix it with how it is now.
Yeah. Washington could sneak in there if they continue to do what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think even a one-loss Pac-12 champ is getting in place. So it's just whoever kind of comes out of that. Unless that conference cannibalizes each other, which could happen too.
That happens every year, it seems like, with the Pac-12.
Yeah, it does. Any last thoughts? I did want to mention Northwestern with the 21-point comeback overtime win against Minnesota. Good, actually shocking win for Northwestern.
Yeah,
Don't want to talk about it.
Good for
Don't
them.
want to talk about it.
I don't think it changes anything moving forward for Northwestern. But good for them.
Yeah, honestly, that to me, that was just the Big Ten West doing Big Ten West things.
Just
That's
floating on itself.
I think the funniest thing I saw all weekend is when Auburn got an interception and Jimbo Fisher ran out on the field.
I still do not know what happened there.
It is
Dude, I don't know.
He was
hilarious.
just standing out there. I think he didn't move.
No, I mean, at least he didn't try to get out of the way and just get absolutely ran over.
I kind of wish he did.
Is there any repercussion for that? Like,
Starts playing defense.
I feel like there's gotta be
he had to have been flagged.
There had to have been a flag. That's a sideline infraction or warning, whatever.
Well, there was a flag, but they scored,
Yeah,
so it wasn't like anything even.
Okay.
yeah. Auburn still scored.
Yeah.
I think the funniest, that was tied for me. The other funniest moment being when Penn State ran a QB sneak from the 4-yard line, and then they cut to James Franklin with the fucking stupidest look ever on his face. You just sitting there, arms.
He's like, I thought we were on the 1. I don't think he knew they were on the 4-yard line.
We didn't get that.
That was hilarious.
Didn't they go? Didn't they get to like the 1-yard line though? Off that.
They still
Yeah,
got
like
the
what?
first time,
They still scored, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Quick AP poll reaction. I don't think a ton changed besides Ohio State moving up into the top 4.
That surprises me a little bit.
Yeah.
I know they beat Notre Dame, but that surprises me a little bit. Because Florida State got punished for still beating Clemson.
There's 6 teams, 6 separate teams that received a first place, at least one first place vote this week, which is awesome. I saw a stat that's the most non-preseason, so regular season teams to receive a first place vote in like 8 years, I think, something like that.
What were those teams, Max?
I don't know.
I do really like
Well,
parody.
It's the numbers.
Top right now.
It's
Oh,
the
you're
numbers.
talking this year.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking like back then, like you're trying to get me to answer like if I knew.
No, like right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, real quick. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio State, Florida State, Washington now coming in with a first place vote.
Okay.
Good for the Huskies.
I was surprised. USC won and they dropped from 5 to 8.
I think that's because
I didn't watch that game, so
they beat ASU by 2 touchdowns, which is not impressive, and then everyone else that was behind them or around them looked really good. So
I know. I was just still surprised to see him drop.
Yeah.
3 spots from that.
It's
I
tough.
wouldn't have been surprised if it was 1 spot, but 3 was surprising.
What else we got? Fresno State, lone group of 5, now ranked. They have 2 Power 5 wins.
You know what upsets me? Louisville, 4-0, not ranked.
I knew you were going to say that.
They have 32 votes, and they're tied with Colorado for votes.
And they're behind Kansas State and Kentucky. So what are you going to say?
They're tied with
They're
Colorado.
not even the best team in Kentucky. Kentucky has more votes.
Louisville, underdog for life.
Yeah, okay.
Dog for life.
Go ahead, Brad.
I think know what we haven't talked about, fraudulent teams yet.
Okay, let's do it. Fraud teams.
I kind of think USC is a fraud team because their defense is freaking terrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
Giving up 28 to ASU. That's a team Fresno State shut out.
That's awful, man. That's actually awful. Their offense could be as good as they want, but their fucking defense, Lincoln Riley's defense, is continuing to just continue and be fucking horrible.
That's actually a good point. I forgot Fresno State shut out ASU.
Yeah.
Wow.
They beat them by more points too, because USC beat them 42 to 28, 2 touchdowns. Fresno State beat them 29 zip. So
yeah.
So I'm kind of glad USC dropped a couple.
Yeah.
You can't go past ASU and it was a nail biter at half. And expect to be in the top 5.
One team that still has a lot to prove to me is Oklahoma. They were not a very good team last year. They went 6-6 regular season. They're 4-0. They've been looking good, but in 2 weeks they play the Red River rivalry. So I'm excited for that one. That would be a super awesome game.
That's gonna be a blast.
With that, I wanted to get into this real quick. Who do you think is the best team in college football right now, or maybe the best teams? Because it looks pretty open right now.
I had a number of teams listed, but I think Michigan is a pretty good team right now. Georgia, I haven't really got to see them much, so I don't know exactly how good they are, but I had 7 teams listed. These are teams that I think are really good right now. Michigan, Texas, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, Notre Dame, even though they lost, and then Wazoo. I think these teams are playing really good right now.
I think Michigan. I agree with that. Michigan, it's like they aren't even trying and they're beating people. I know they aren't getting like results they technically want, but it looks like they're just playing with their food.
I want to say Michigan, but I just haven't been entirely impressed with what they've done. Like I thought they were just going to be completely dominant, like blowing the first 4 teams out of the water. I know they've only let a touchdown a game or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
But I kind of like. Texas looked really good against Alabama, and I've really liked what Penn State is bringing to the table. And then I haven't watched Washington, but their results and just their dominant, offense, from the looks of it, is really impressive. And Michael Penix Jr. is just freaking sneaked into the Heisman talk, which is crazy. Good for him.
Michael Penix
started in Indiana. So.
I was I like all your guys's. I think Michigan still looks really good. Kind of they just kind of like they dominate you without I don't know without
it
looking
looks,
flashy.
it looks effortless. It really does.
Yeah.
Them and Georgia, like until they make me think otherwise, they're the best teams in college football.
Yeah, that was a good point, Headley. Like it kind of looks like they're just playing with their food.
Yeah.
Like they don't really have to do much to win the games they're playing right now. And maybe it's the same with Georgia too, because like Georgia I thought would be blowing teams out of the water as well, like Brad said. Well,
Georgia, even that game they played against South Carolina where they were down, I think they were down 10 points like in the third quarter.
14-3 at one point, I think.
Yeah. Even then, I was like, "There's not a chance that they're going to lose this game."
Yeah, I think when we talk about Michigan too, they're like controlling games in a Big Ten style. They're blowing teams out in a Big Ten way, whereas like Washington does it in a Pac-12 way, where they just score a ton of points. So it's 2 different styles. I was going to say about Washington, I think the best and most consistent unit in football, like defense, special teams, offense, out of any team is Washington's offense. I think that offense is humming. I don't see them stuttering. Michael Penix is insane. They have the best wide receiver group in the country. So they look pretty incredible.
I have a good Michigan analogy, and reminds me of Floyd Mayweather, how they aren't really knock too many people out, but the fight's going to go the distance, but single shot walk out on them,
I would agree. Am I lagging there or am I good?
No. Yeah. It was nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, that was Headley.
Damn.
Now Brad is.
You guys aren't lagging. That's crazy. Is that pretty bad? Am I lagging really bad?
I think we all just kind of had one for a sec there. Okay, I think we're good. Everyone's moving around to me now. Okay.
I say we move on to Tank and Bank.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes,
sounds good.
I'm not going to do the bid this week. I got it down. We start with Tank.
Well, I say we should just do Tank and Bank and make quicker.
Okay.
No.
That's my.
No.
Because Headley wants to go by 8:30.
I'm good for speed. I mean, I can go a little past 8:30, but
yeah, let's do Tank and Bank. So my Tank is Colorado. It has to be 42-6. Really bad game. They got destroyed, and I can take it actually even further and say the entire state of Colorado Colorado and the Broncos lost by
Oh my gosh, man.
152 to 20. 152 to 20. So
Oh my goodness.
Colorado fans, I think, had a really bad Saturday and Sunday, which you don't see me frowning about. Anyway,
Didn't the Broncos at least score 20 points?
They did. It was
Are you
7.
trying to
27.
are you trying to sugarcoat that? Or 26? 26. Yeah,
20
26. 26. Yes. Okay. Let's sugarcoat
Yeah,
it.
Hey,
so
I was trying to give credit to the
points.
Broncos, not the
Hey,
tiny baby.
would you
Buffs.
rather lose
Well, Tiny
70
Baby
to
Buffs, that was
20
6
or lose by 31 and only get 76 yards the whole game?
70 to 20.
Tough one.
I'm gonna have to actually go 31-0 because 70 like set some records.
70 is a lot.
Yeah.
And in the
that's-
NFL too. That's like 100 in college football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was terrible.
It's
Terrible.
my bank of the week.
There you go.
My bank of the week, I'm going to give it to the Pac-2 champ because I love both these teams. I hope they have a ton of fun. I like the students rushing the field. Soak it all in, Washington State. You're my bank of the week.
Max, why do we have the same exact tank and bank?
Oh, no.
My tank is Colorado football, thinking they ever had a chance against Oregon. And just the disrespect, like we said before, stomping on the logo, and you claimed other teams did it to you weeks before. Obviously, bank multiple times this year. Wazoo, Pac-2 champs.
My tank was going to be the Golden Goofoo, but Mac inspired me to make it the entire state of Minnesota. You got Kirk Cousins playing pretty good football, and they're still 0-3. That's tough. And also, you blow a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter to Northwestern. That is pretty damn bad. I mean, that is like the definition of a tank right there. My bank is Nebraska Cornhuskers. We have an opportunity to win 3 in a row for the first time since 2017, I believe it would be
2016, I think. 2016.
Like, we haven't had even the bank is the opportunity to win 3 in a row. I mean, how many opportunities have we had to win 3 in a row? Not too many. I mean, I think we had it once last year.
Yeah.
The year before that, we never had it. 2020, we never had it. Like, you know, multiple wins in a row do not come very often.
It's like a shooting star.
My tank is the Iowa Hawkeyes with the goose egg against Penn State. Then my
Can we make it
bank,
the state of Iowa?
we can make it the state of Iowa. Honestly, fuck them.
Well, Iowa State won.
Yeah, I know. And Iowa State screwed our Brole though because they hit the over. So fuck.
Oh,
'em.
yeah, true.
Fuck. And then my bank, I'm gonna go with the Huskers being on a win streak. Like Headley said, we haven't been able to
Let's
say that in
go.
a while.
So awesome.
Let's go. All right, let's do that. Great tanks and banks. I like entire states catching strays. They're like the elderly college football people, the Power Six.
Dude, who would have thought the Vikings would be 0-3 though? That's crazy. I
Seriously.
really can't. And Kirk Cousins is playing good. He's got like the second most pass yards in the NFL.
Yeah, it's tough. Week 5 preview. Before we get into Nebraska, because I do have some things to say about the Nebraska-Michigan game. Any of these games in particular standing out? I know USC spread has dropped. It's 21.5 now. Kansas, Texas. That's a sweet matchup.
That's huge for my regular season future. Kansas over 6.5. Probably not going to happen, but if they get that, you know, that's damn near sealed.
It's a lot of schmeckles.
But Kansas did do what they needed them to do, and that was go undefeated in conference play. And then they picked up a win against a weak Big 12 team. So they got a lot of coin flip games coming up. I just need them to win 3.
Notre Dame at Duke. Notre Dame coming off a tough loss. This one's at Duke. Duke is hosting College Game Day this Saturday. This is the first time ever that Duke football is hosting College Game Day. There's only the trivia question. There's only 6 other Power 5 schools that have never hosted College Game Day. Only 6 others.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys been seeing those stats going around that the Jacksonville Jaguars have never had a Sunday night football game and they've never had a Monday night football game?
I did see that actually. But go to
They've
London.
also never had they've never had a college game day either, or a big noon.
This is true.
I would like to say Iowa.
No, of course not. Iowa's hosted it plenty of times.
Iowa
No,
and Iowa
I don't know.
State. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that I remember.
This is a Power 5 team that has not hosted it.
Yeah, so Duke is hosting it now. There's
Vandy.
6 others.
Got to be Vandy.
Vandy has hosted.
What the
Wake-
fuck?
Every
Wake
SEC
Forest.
school has
For
hosted.
baseball?
Might as well have been.
Wait, what conference?
Okay, so we'll do that. We got 2 more out of the ACC.
Wake Forest.
No, they've hosted.
Virginia.
NC
Yeah, Virginia's one of them.
Virginia Tech.
No.
NC State.
I feel like I've asked other ACC questions, and you guys always miss this school in the ACC.
I hate the ACC.
Boston College.
Well, no, you're on the right track though, Brad. It's North. It's a North ACC. Good guess.
I just seriously hate this
North?
school.
We can.
That's in the
North of
ACC.
Boston. Hold on.
It's not,
I
is
mean,
it
not-
north of Boston? It's not north of Boston.
It's in the northeast-ish.
Dude, fuck the ACC.
Is it a weird? Is it a
I
weird
wish
name?
the ACC was getting
Is it not like their
exploded.
state's name?
It's not a state name.
Syracuse.
Syracuse, New York. Okay, next 3 schools out of the Big Ten. 3 schools.
Rutgers.
Rutgers, one of them. Yes. No, not Northwestern.
Maryland.
Maryland. Yes. We have one more.
Illinois.
Indiana.
Illinois. Oh, Isaiah just absolutely
Well
dominated.
done, Isaiah. Well done.
And then last but not least, Pac-12. One school out of the Pac-12 is not hosted. It is the most forgotten about
Cal.
school in Cal.
Sad school.
Man, you guys suck at this shit.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
who got Virginia? Who got Virginia? Who got Syracuse?
Brad, who got the other 4?
Hey man, your 2 brain cells worked faster than mine.
That means you have 1.
All right. Is that all we got for preview? Obviously, we'll get into predictions. Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's do Nebraska Michigan preview. Real quick, last Heinrich Harburg, 2-0 now as a starter. Who is the last Husker quarterback to start 2-0?
Taylor Martinez.
No.
Fuck.
Tommy
He did.
How is it not Taylor Martinez?
Tommy Armstrong.
How is it not Taylor?
No, Taylor did start 2-0, but the last
Tommy
Husker
was the
quarterback.
last.
Tommy, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, Nebraska, Michigan. I almost just totally butchered that. Michigan now 17.5 point spread. Even down to 17. I think I've seen this almost down to 16.5 for some. I mean, it's actually dropped, which is pretty crazy. Nebraska is a tough place to play. Pumped for this game. We have Conman back.
What up? What up, fellas? My computer does not work, so
Guy can't figure out how to pod.
no, the Wi-Fi won't work. That's why.
My biggest thing I want to see Harburg do is fucking pitch the ball. Pitch it. Michigan's got the film on them now. They're
Yeah.
gonna bail out on that.
I'm actually thinking the first option they run, they're just gonna be told light up Harburg. No
Yes.
matter what, just try to kill.
Yes.
The Louisiana Tech actually defended that terribly.
Horrible.
He didn't pitch because he really never did have to pitch. He was breaking. Except a couple. Yeah, there was 1 or 2.
They were fully just covering the running back. They weren't even. Yeah.
Which kind of shows that La Tech probably was not ready for the option. Or
True.
maybe they were. Maybe they were too ready.
You know, I think they prepared for it, but I think because we saw them key on the running back so much,
Mhm.
I think that was their game plan, and it just failed.
Yeah, maybe they were too ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, and protect the ball, all the same stuff we say every week. And let's make it pass downfield.
Good shot.
No Jeff Sims on the fucking field.
I want to see Jeff Sims on the field, but with Harburg, get some trickery in there.
Yeah,
I don't
some trick
think Jeff-
plays.
I don't think Jeff Sims can walk after last week. The guy,
Eh?
that one play came in, he did not look good at
Oh,
all.
yeah, he's not 100% yet. Still, even
Yeah.
And
it's
he got
gonna be
hit.
Harvard.
He did get hit in the ankle.
Yeah.
In that play. So
One thing I did want to give a shout out to is the 2021 game in Lincoln because that was an incredible atmosphere. Michigan, I can't remember what it is. Michigan Insider was asking Michigan players about that 2021 game in Lincoln, and they had some high praise. Mike Sainer still said that it was louder than when they played in the Penn State whiteout, that 2021 game in Lincoln. So that was awesome to hear. Another Michigan linebacker or offensive lineman said it was his favorite road game he's ever played. And I know a couple of us were there. It was electric. I posted that on the Husker Reddit too, interestingly enough. And there were some other Michigan fans that found their way to it and that went to the game and said it was the best sporting atmosphere that they have ever been to. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
the atmosphere of that game was awesome. That's probably one of my favorite Husker games I've ever been to. Even though we lost, the game was just absolutely electric.
That was amazing. You're so close.
And we got Matt here.
We
Hi,
got
Matt.
Kingston in the house.
Matt Kingston.
Matty
What's up,
Kingston.
Devin?
Matty Ice.
What's going on?
Well,
Not much, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
yeah,
Absolutely. It's an honor to be on the Power Six, you know?
yeah.
Well,
About time. About time you got here, man.
Matt, you got anything you want to say about Nebraska, Michigan before we do the picks?
I just hope it's a close game, man.
Goddamn
That's
right,
it.
bro.
I'll be there, you know? So
Goddamn
hopefully
right.
it's good atmosphere, close game. That's about it.
Let's see that defense go to work and see what they can do. Get some takeaways. This will, Brad. This will be you and I's.
Third
I
in a
don't know if
row.
I said it right. Third Nebraska-Michigan game in a row. Yeah.
Third in a row.
I'm so jealous.
It's our 3-year
Last two have
anniversary.
been
Matt.
awesome.
Pumped for that.
Even the last one really wasn't that awesome, it was a blast.
Going to Ann Arbor was awesome. I liked it.
I hope we run into some Michigan fans in Lincoln. I think there's going to be a decent amount because this is their first
You guys
big
got to
away
give
game
them
of the
all
year.
the money in your pockets if you run into a Michigan fan.
I'm gonna
What
I'm
did you
gonna
guys
tell
see the Cheeto
them welcome to
finger
Lincoln.
guy?
Welcome to Lincoln, and Ann Arbor was awesome. I'm going to tell them that when we went there, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
But in the words of Cardale Jones, but just skewed for this moment, we ain't come to play against the spread this year. We're
Goddamn
playing to win. We're playing to win.
Right.
Why not
That
us?
spread's cut in half. We ain't coming to play it. All right, we can win this thing.
I'm interested to see who you guys are going to pick in the picks.
Oh yeah, a lot of close games. So let's get right into it.
I meant
Before
for
we get into
Nebraska.
except for Nebraska,
No, I meant
Oh,
for
he said
Nebraska. I wonder what
Yes.
you'll pick for that game.
it's a toss-up. Really, it's a coin flip. Before locks and dogs, we got a little record update on what's going on.
I'll quickly try to go through it. So last week, records, picks wise. So Max went 10-4. Isaiah went 11-3. Headley went 10-4. Alex, our guest picker, went 9-5. Connor went 9-5. I went 9-5, and Devin went 11-3. We only had 2 locks hit, no underdogs, and it was Alex with FSU -1.5, and then Devin Alabama -6.5. Shout out Devin. I was kind of shitting on that pick, not gonna lie. And then the overall record, we got Max at 40-20, Isaiah at 42-18, Headley at 35-25, Connor at 41-19, Bradley at 34-26, Devin at 36-24, Max at 3-1 for his locks, Isaiah Goose Egg 0-4,
Critical.
Headley
Ooh,
1-3, Connor 2-2, Bradley 1-3, Devin 2-2, and then dogs are the same. Isaiah two dogs, 10.5 points. Headley 1, 7 points. Connor 1, 5 points. And shout out Alex. He is the first one to hit either a lock or a dog. So he is on the board for the guest pickers.
Shout out Alex.
Great lock,
And,
Alex.
yeah, that's I think that's all the records.
All right, sweet. Hoping we get some more people like myself off the goose egg list for the dogs, man. I need one. So let's get into it.
Lock.
Let's start with the locks. I was deliberating between 2 that I really like, but I ended up going with Washington, the points over Arizona. I think it's 16.5 or 17.5, depending where you look right now.
Which has
Michael
gone
Penix
down.
is awesome. Yeah, their offense is going to put up plenty of points.
I like that lock, Max. I had a game time decision to change my lock here. I'm taking Iowa 11.5 over Michigan State. I think Michigan State is absolutely horrendous, and Iowa's defense is going to help them cover 11.5.
Guy's a huge Iowa fan. I've got KU versus Texas under 63.5 because honestly, I think Texas is going to win probably like 30-3 or something like that.
Me next.
Mr.
Yeah,
Kingston.
No, it's Matt.
It's Matt.
Me. All right. Give me Nebraska money line, man.
This is for your lock.
This is lock.
My bad.
Hey, I'm a newbie.
I was about to just roll with it. I was
I mean,
like, okay, if that's a
honestly,
lock, we're winning.
We can get a Nebraska money
I do
line
not
as
have
the lock.
Nebraska my lock. My lock is Florida -3.
Okay.
I think Florida's much better defensively. I think they take care of business there.
Matt, you're actually in luck because Florida's now a dog in that game, so you get more points.
What are they? Yeah, I mean money.
Ash.
Yeah. Even better for you.
Or now it's you, Connor.
Okay. I got LSU -2.5 over Ole Miss because it's not Ole Miss year. Not on the lane train.
My lock this week is going to be the Michael Penix Jr. Huskies -16.5 with Max. So I should get this. I'm pretty excited.
It's a good lock.
I like Max Marquette a lot.
Listen to his lock and said the same one.
To be fair, I did have this earlier today. To be
Yeah.
fair. I still
This
had
guy always
18.
says, "Oh, it's crazy, Isaiah. Your picks are always the same
I
as
still
Max's."
had Huskies at 18. So
I think they're down to 17. I saw one at 16.5, but that might have been an opening line. I'll go back and check.
all right, we can
My-
do it.
Yeah, let's go, dog. Devin's not here, but we'll get his stuff. We'll make sure to get him his picks in the spreadsheet.
We skipped our game of the week. I don't know if we wanted to go back to that.
We can go over that later.
We don't. I mean, yeah, we don't even really.
What's your game of the week, guys? There.
LSU Ole Miss.
Congratulations. All right, let's go to the dogs.
That is a great game. The other lock I was thinking about was Utah, Oregon State under 45.5. So if you're feeling Betty this week, bet that one. Let's move to the dogs now. I am going to take Utah +3.5 as my dog. I was considering Kansas with a lot of points. I hope someone takes that because that'd be entertaining. But just get me on the freaking board, Utah. Come on.
My dog this week is Cincy +2.5 over BYU.
I got Isaiah's game of the week. I got Ole Miss +2.5.
Bad dog.
Great dog.
Good dog.
Ole
You
Miss.
got mine. Give me the Cornhuskers, man. Oh,
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. He would be in the lead after that.
You would be in the lead.
All right, I got Duke +5.5. Again, at home against Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's going to be down in the dumps, and then playing on the road, they're going to get beat.
Matt, I'm with you. Give me the Cornhuskers, baby. +18.5.
There it
Yes,
is.
sir.
Dude, Bradley is the most delusional Husker fan I
Dude, Brad is always going Nebraska.
Brad is sitting there at work thinking about how we have a chance to win the Big Ten. I know.
Dude, we do, though. We still do. Mathematically, we
Wide
do.
open.
It actually is crazy. We do
Big
have a
Ten
chance.
West is wide open.
God damn it, Headley. Got me. Got me.
a great
Nebraska's 17.5 point favorites on FanDuel. Or not favorites, sorry. Dogs.
I have never
that
been more.
ultimate spread Nebraska -17.5. Get on that one.
We're gonna reverse cover. That's a lock if I've ever seen it.
Reverse cover is implied. All right, let's get to the pick straight up. So Friday night, we actually have a awesome slate. it's gonna be a ton of fun because we have Louisville, NC State at 6 o'clock, Utah, Oregon State at 8 o'clock, and then Cincinnati, BYU late night at 9:15. So Friday night is coming in strong this week. Let's start with Louisville, NC State. It pains me to do this, Isaiah, but I'm gonna go with the Cards, and not because of you, but because I think Louisville's gonna win the game.
Give me them Cardinals, baby. Let's go.
Oh Jesus!
Finally got them on the picks this year.
That was awful.
They're
Hey,
getting ranked.
Isaiah,
They're getting
Isaiah,
ranked after this week.
I'm gonna gatekeep you real quick. Who's the quarterback for Louisville?
It's Jack. He came from Purdue. Jack Plummer.
No.
Yes, it is.
Is he an old guy? I'm looking.
It's Jack Plummer.
Well, first of all, it's Jake.
No, they say Jack all the time on TV.
It's Jake Plummer.
Yeah, Jake.
Okay.
Oh no, it's
I
Jack.
knew he came.
Is
No,
it
I knew
Jack? Oh,
I knew he came from Purdue.
No, it's Jack Plummer.
Aiden
All right.
O'Connell.
Who's the head coach?
I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name.
You just
I
know it's
would
the
know.
mascot and they're red.
Hey, Louisville
And they're
all the
bird.
way.
All
And they're
right,
his favorite
we
team.
can move on. We can move on.
I did a spite pick. I got NC State. I also have NC State.
I got the Cards.
Hey, Louisville as well.
Isaiah was making it real tempting for me to switch my pick, but I'm
I
gonna
nearly changed it. I'm not gonna
stay
lie.
professional. I'm gonna stay
Really?
professional.
Yeah, on the spite pick.
I was hoping Brad would, honestly.
Next, Utah, Oregon State. This game is a total coin flip. Utah's defense is phenomenal, though, so I think that's gonna get her done. So I'm gonna double down with my dog and go with the Utes.
Yeah, I like Max's dog pick. I'm going Utes as well.
Utes. Give me Oregon State at home. Go. Yep.
The beef.
Yeah, give me Oregon State and Uyangalele.
I didn't do my research. Is Cam Rising going to be back this time, or
I think he's still questionable.
I'm nervous about their offense. Is UCLA how do they only put up 14 against UCLA and one was a pick six?
Yeah, their defense doing dog things though.
Give me the beef. I changed it. Give me the beef.
Beef.
Bad pick.
No, that's actually a really good pick. That game's total coin flip. And so is the next one, Cincinnati, BYU. This Friday night, again, really bringing it. Close spreads. Give me BYU at home though.
Yep.
I got the Cougars. Cincinnati.
Give me the Mormons.
I got Cincinnati as well.
Hey, just in case y'all didn't catch, I picked BYU. Fuck you, Headley.
I heard you say, yeah.
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 I had something to say, but never mind.
Another little noise.
Okay, now Saturday, big noon kickoff. So a 9 a.m. kick actually for USC fans, 10 a.m. in Colorado. Nothing else to say except USC is going to offensively dominate this game.
Give me the Trojans.
I got USC. USC.
I got USC 70-10.
USC, it's going to be really high scoring, though. Two bad defenses.
Yeah, to put it in perspective, the over-under on that game is 73.5 right now. The lowest spread of the week is Iowa, Michigan State at 36.5, so half the points. Next, Florida at Kentucky. The line on this one is switched, and I agree with Vegas. I think Florida is really overrated. Kentucky at home.
Give me the Gators.
You done? I also got Florida.
I got the Gators.
Go Gators.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Kentucky, so I'm just going to go Florida.
Ooh.
Fade Max.
Next, Illinois at Purdue. 1.5 point spread here. This is, anything can happen. Two bad Big Ten West teams. I love this kind of football. Give me Purdue.
I'm going Illinois just for the fact that we had to change the Sweat Award to Burt Bielema.
I've got Purdue. Go Trains.
I also have Purdue.
Yeah, I get the Boilermakers.
I got the Boilermaker.
I'm going to go Illinois. I didn't think Purdue looked great last week against Wisconsin.
And next, our spread pick. This actually is the highest spread of the week. Georgia's taking a week off from playing NAIA schools. So we have Penn State minus 25.5 over Northwestern at Northwestern. I want to say Penn State covers because they covered this against Iowa, so they can do it against Northwestern.
Yeah, I agree, Max. If they can shut out Iowa, they can shut out Northwestern.
They're going to cover.
Yep, I got Penn State there as well.
Me too.
Penn State as well.
Power 6.
Power 6 fade.
Curse.
That's a Power 6 spread curse. South Carolina at Tennessee. Tennessee's 11.5-point favorites, and I think they get the job done by about that much.
I think they get the job done, but I don't know if they're going to cover because Spencer Rattler and USC or South Carolina versus Georgia, they looked pretty good on offense.
Yeah, I got the Vols.
I got Tennessee.
I got Tennessee too.
I got Tennessee as well.
Next, Michigan State at Iowa. I think Brian Ferentz is going to try to put the points tracker back in his favor this game. So give me Iowa scoring a little bit more than 25.
My lock of the week, Iowa.
I think Iowa's going to win big.
I've got Iowa.
I got Iowa, but they suck.
I got Iowa, but they won't cover that 11.5.
Connor, I think Iowa sucks, but I think Michigan State's even worse.
Yeah, I think Penn State's also really good.
Yeah.
Penn State is really good. Now we move on to the top 25 matchup. Kansas at Texas. The spread is 16.5. I'm a little disappointed no one took this as their underdog, but I also can understand it. The last time Kansas played at Texas, they were a one-win team. Texas was favored by 31 points, and Kansas won in overtime. I don't think the same happens for the Jayhawks this time, though. Texas is a better team now, so they get the job done.
Yeah, I also think Texas gets the job done here.
I think Texas wins, but that I forgot about that game. That was kind of what sparked this whole Kansas being good again thing.
As much as it pains me to pick Iowa and Texas, I got the Longhorns.
I got Texas.
Yeah, I got Texas as well.
Now another top 25 matchup, LSU, 2.5-point favorites on the road. And I'm going to take LSU. I think Brian Kelly's still got a really good ball club there, but this one's going to be a close back-and-forth game.
Lane Train, Ole Miss year. Let's go.
I got Ole Miss just because they're at home.
I also got Ole Miss.
Lock of the week, LSU.
Go Tigers. Yeah, LSU.
Values. Now the game College Game Day is going to be at 11. Notre Dame favored by 5.5, coming off that brutal loss playing Duke, and I think Notre Dame's still just too good of a team. Wouldn't shock me if Duke pulls off the upset, but I'm still gonna have to go with the Irish.
Yeah, I'm taking the Irish here too. They're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's pretty good.
I got Notre Dame. I don't think they can stop the run.
Even though Duke's my dog, I'm still going with Notre Dame with the picks. We're hedging.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know, man. This is a close spread. Duke's done it before. I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Sneaky. And then last but not least, Michigan coming into Lincoln, favored by 17.5 points. That spread's been dropping a little bit. It's going to be rocking at Memorial Stadium. Hopefully the team gives the fans enough hope to be rocking for the whole game and not just to start. I got Michigan winning 27-10. So Nebraska does cover by 0.5 point. But you never know. Anything can happen. Go Big Red.
Yeah, anything can happen. Just like 2 years ago, when Nebraska played them at home. I'm taking Michigan here, 42-14. I think Nebraska scores on their opening half drives. That's it.
I think Tristan Albano gets his confidence back and absolutely drills 2 field goals in a 34-6 defeat. And JJ McCarthy plays a really good game, and Michigan fans are very happy.
I am contradicting my dog of the week. I got Michigan. I got to be real here. I do got a somewhat close one, though. Michigan 24, Nebraska 13.
I got the Marine 38 to 3.
The Marines.
I got Michigan here, 24-13. But I'm gonna put on my Husker hat. Go Big fucking Red, baby! My underdog's hitting. Fuck Michigan.
Hey,
Let's
Brad.
go.
But really,
Brad-
Michigan's
Brad
gonna
at
win
one
the
point-
game.
Brad at one
Switch
point said he was gonna get a fucking Michigan
Michigan's-
shirt.
Michigan's gonna win the game. Go blue. All this shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Michigan is gonna win.
All right. With
Good
that,
stuff.
that's going to be the podcast. Like we said, go Big Red. Why not us? I'm ready to storm a field, and I plan on doing just that.
We're gonna take both goalposts.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're taking one back to Omaha.
Both.
Matt, thank you
on
so much for coming on and joining us.
I appreciate you having me on.
See you Saturday.
Yes, sir. Go Big
Let's
Red.
go. Let's go.
All right, we'll go ahead and end things there. Another big shout out to Matty Ice for joining the pod. Safe travels to Connor, Headley, Devin, and I, as we will not even be in the state this weekend.
Tell us about our vacation.
We won't be in the state this weekend to witness the Nebraska game, unfortunately. Good luck to the boys traveling down to Lincoln to go witness Nebraska get a absolute massive win this weekend. You know what? As always, go Big Red, and you guys have a good and safe weekend.